Thanks for joining us today on Playing the Field. I'm Maria Serrao.
And I'm Amie Cuevas.
All the way from Arizona. Of course, spring training. This is really the happiest place on earth for a baseball fan, right?
I mean, it's my Disneyland. We're at Camelback Ranch today.
Absolutely. Home of the Los Angeles Dodgers, the back-to-back world champion Los Angeles Dodgers.
Attempting to go two back again.
So back-to-back-to-back.
Yes.
I would just personally settle for hats and shirts that said back to back, but that's a whole other story. So today, Amie and I are going to take you on a little bit of a journey. We're going to start right here at Camelback Ranch, and then we're going to head over to Tempe, Arizona, which is home of the Los Angeles Angels, and they really have a beautiful stadium over there, and it's going to be your first time.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what it's all about over there.
Absolutely. All right, lots to get to today here with the Dodgers. We have a lot to talk about, so stay put. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Crowds have come to Camelback Ranch. All right, we are back. Are you ready for baseball season?
I've been ready.
She was ready from like the day after the World Series was over.
The minute the schedule came out, I was ready.
You were ready to go. You know, it's interesting because people always ask, what do you do at spring training? How does it work? And for people who don't know, we meet with the managers every day. Of course, we talk to players and ask them how their off seasons have been. And of course, for the Dodgers, very short off seasons. So it's just interesting to catch up with everyone, and especially with the managers, because, Amie, there are many reporters that come here on a daily basis, beat reporters, TV reporters, and they want to know how players are doing. And, of course, they talk to Dave about that.
Yeah, it's a daily thing that we do. Contrary to what everybody thinks, we don't get here right when the games start.
No,
so
never.
Everybody, including the players, gets here several hours early, and we all have a lot of work to do.
We do, and it's just nice from Dave's perspective to find out what he is seeing through the manager's eyes, how players are doing, some that maybe struggled last year, some that did really well, and some that we've never heard of yet because they're up and coming players. So we'll take you behind the scenes. Let's go and hear what Dave Roberts had to say over the last few days.
Good morning.
What do you got, Dave?
Yeah.
Well, Max Muncy is back in the lineup, so that's good. You know, Cole Irvin's pitching today. That's interesting. I think that as a guy that you know could potentially spot start, give us length. I think that's great. Mookie Betts is back in town. Or back because his wife is pregnant, so he's back in the building. So he'll be in the lineup the next couple days.
Kyle Tucker back.
Kyle Tucker will be back tomorrow morning.
He's a daddy?
He's a daddy. Kyle Tucker is a daddy. So they have a healthy baby boy. And so that's been great to hear. I chatted with them briefly yesterday. So he'll be back, what did I say? So he'll be back tomorrow morning to then hopefully be in the lineup, you know, Saturday or Sunday. Evan Phillips is progressing nicely. Should be playing catch off a mound. Who was that the other day that was doing a nice job progressing? Brock Stewart. Yeah, he threw a bullpen and he was throwing his sliders, and so that was really good to see. Yeah, everyone else yesterday came in good today. Anything else? What else? What else am I missing?
How are things with Bobby Miller?
Yeah, so Bobby's got a balky shoulder, and not sure when we're gonna try to. He's working on, you know, strengthening and calming it down. Not sure when he's gonna get out there and start throwing, let alone get on a mound. But we're progressing towards that. So that's what I do now. Yeah, Kike is he's doing a really good job. So has he left yet? Yeah, I don't think he's left yet. He's on his own program. But he's going to go with Team Puerto Rico, which is great. He had the baby, which is great. And then, so yeah, I think that, yeah, he's got a pretty good handle on his kind of ramp up and recovery and rehab. So he'll do that and then get back here in a couple weeks.
Did Mookie go back to LA?
Yeah, to check on his wife, yeah.
So what goes into the decision that Kyle Hurt is a reliever, not a starter for you right now?
I think if you're looking at, he is a valuable piece to a major league team, and if you're looking at our major league team, him in the bullpen, the ability to go, back to back potentially and be a neutral guy, the ability to go 2 or 3 innings, to be a bridge guy, very valuable for our ball club. So then, when you're looking at, even right now, you have 6 starters deep. How could you make a case that he could best fit our club? And I think that's kind of the thought. But there's nothing to say that you can't keep building him up. But I just, I think where we're at right now, he's got 2 elite pitches, and to help the 2026 Dodgers, I think that's his best fit.
Amie, it's always interesting to me to listen to Dave Roberts because he is just so thoughtful in his answers.
Yeah, we get a lot of insight into the players and into the game because he gives us that extra time instead of just, some of those straightforward answers. We get a lot more storytelling behind it.
Very true. And the same with the players. We have more time here in spring training. They're not playing games that are meaningful, not part of the season.
Hey, they all mean something.
This is true. I shouldn't say that. They do all mean something.
But they don't count towards anything.
They don't, not toward the big season. But, if you think about it, for younger players, they're all important because they're trying to make the team.
Mm-hmm.
So thoughtful in a different way, I guess, meaningful in a different way.
We all get there in a different way.
This is true. And we talked about the Dodgers being back-to-back world champions, but for some of the players, it was just their very first World Series, one of them being Alex Call, who we got to know a little bit last year. And I sat down with him today in the locker room, and here's what he had to say about being a world champion and a father again. We are now joined by Alex Call. Alex, congratulations again.
Thank you.
A World Series champion. Has that sunk in?
Yeah, it's sunk in. It's been just awesome to kind of live in that and enjoy it each day. Praise God for just the opportunity and how fun of a ride it was, and just being able to kind of go about my off-season work and enjoy it.
Did your mind kind of reset, like, okay, that happened, but now we want to do it again?
Oh, certainly. I mean, you relive the moments, the fun times, and it's like, man, that was just so cool, and nothing better. So let's go ahead and put the work in and do it again.
When you dream about that, is it the same or does it just far exceed that?
Man, it's a good question. I think there's just so much more that you don't you don't cover in your dreams.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
Your dreams are, it's more like you see yourself winning and enjoying it on the field, but then all the other things that go on afterwards and with your teammates and family and friends and, tours and parades and all that stuff. And, it exceeds your dreams in that regard as your limited capacity in what you dream.
How many phone messages did you have?
Yeah, I mean, hundreds.
You're still going through them, right?
No, I'm actually pretty, I try to be
You're
pretty
caught up.
prompt. So, it took a few weeks. And then, there's your Instagram messages and then there's your,
Right.
text messages. So Instagram messages took a lot longer to actually get to. But I try to get everybody and, grateful for their support and congratulations.
Well, they say the World Series winning it changes your life, but you had another change in your life recently. You're a dad again.
Yeah, just have a baby girl come in. She's almost 2 months now, and
Wow.
it's been a lot going from 1 to 2,
Sure.
especially with spring training kicking up. But we've had support from both our mom and dads and my sister as well. So it's been good. It's been good. We love her, and all's well.
What is the off season like for you? How much work do you put in? Do you take time off? What do you do?
Yeah, so you gotta give your body some rest. We go at it hard, and it's just the natural cycle of how you train.
Yeah.
So give your body some rest, but then you go through the off season and you focus on, hey, what can I do better? Where do I need to improve? Maybe my body's banged up a little bit. Where do I need to, do some therapy or physical strengthening there? And you just kind of take a holistic approach to it and say, how can I get better for the team and do things that that I need to improve on. and continue to hold my strengths. And you kind of just attack those things from the weight room and the cage and all the all-encompassing stuff.
So you have some new faces in the clubhouse here. How long does it kind of take to get to know everyone?
Yeah, not too long, but it's kind of spring's a different environment where we're kind of in and out. Guys are, there's a ton of people in the clubhouse. Everybody's got their routines and stuff. So, you kind of get your real bonding moments, I feel like, on the team plane, on the team bus, and things like that. But yeah, we're getting to know the guys, and everybody's been great so far.
And a big thank you to Alex Call for spending some time with us. And Amie, he wasn't the only person that had a baby in that locker room.
No, there's a lot of Dodgers that have already had babies or they're expecting babies. So,
Such as Kike just had a baby.
yep, Kyle Tucker and his family just had a baby.
Mookie's expecting.
Yeah, and Max Muncy's family had a baby last month.
And Freddie Freeman's, they're in the process. So
Yeah.
it's going to be, like you said, a whole playpen full of kids soon.
Yep.
They're going to have to get like a baby room or a mother's room or something, right?
I'm sure they probably already have one from the last generation of
You're
kiddos
right,
that
you're
run
right.
around before and after the games.
It's so cute, especially at Dodger Stadium when you see them growing up. We watch these kids growing up, and really, it's their backyard. Dodger Stadium is the backyard for all of the sons and daughters of the players.
They're living the dream that most adults wish they had, just kind of making their way around the field before and after the games.
So true. Now, one person that is not here this time, in case you're wondering, where's Shohei? Shohei is playing in the WBC.
He's having a lot of amazing moments from what we hear so far.
Amazing for sure. I mean, one today, he hit a grand slam.
Yeah, which is on brand for him.
I know. In fact, it kind of, for a second, I thought about it, and I'm like, he just is picking up from where he left off.
It's just, he just has a checklist and he's just going right down it.
And Yoshinobu is also there with them. So we will see them, of course, back at Dodger Stadium in just a couple of weeks. It's going to be ready to go.
I am counting the minutes.
Yeah, it's exciting. And I think because they play so far into the postseason, I feel like it's such a short off season.
Well, and this is the first time that they've actually had a stretched out spring training.
Yes.
Because they've been in Seoul and in Japan
That's
the
right.
last couple of years. So they're getting to actually slow play their way into the season.
That's very true. Now, what we do generally here in spring training is after the games, we go back into the locker room where we have a chance to talk to more of the players. And I know you want to hear from the players. Don't just want to hear Amie and I yapping all the time. So let's go back in and we'll take a look. Will, how's spring training going so far?
It's been good. It's been fun. Being around like these guys and stuff again has been nice, and it gets you wanting to get back out there for the season.
What has it been like for you? I mean, winning the World Series, and you had such a short off season. What was that like?
Yeah, I mean, it was way shorter than what I'm used to. So trying to like manage where I came into spring was a little different. Like I feel like normally you get some of those kinks out at home, but the guys here are great and they're not worried about that. So like working through that with the coaches here has been super helpful, and then going out there and competing's been the same. But I feel like normally I come into spring with a couple live ABs under my belt, but this time I was like still a few bullpens away from that. So you run into things when you get like hitters back in there, you like start trying to throw harder again. But the guys here have been great and helpful. So it's been it's been a fun atmosphere.
What is your non-season workout routine like? What do you do?
Yeah, I go up to the drive line in Scottsdale here,
Okay.
and I do all my stretching, mobility work. I do plyos. I go play catch either outside or inside in the little net if I don't have a throwing partner. But most of the time we can go outside and play catch, which is nice. And then I'll have to either throw a bullpen or just go straight to lifting. And then I lift, or actually we do plyometric work, like sprint work, med ball stuff, and then we go. And then I go and lift and stuff. So there's a lot a lot of stuff in the off season.
Yeah.
So it kind of makes the season a little easier. But I like to like build up a little bit more endurance and stuff in the off season, so the season's more of a breeze.
How long did it take you to return all those text messages?
Oh my goodness, I feel like I still haven't gotten back to some. No, I mean, obviously that night like it was hard to get back to everybody, but throughout like the coming weeks, and then even when we won, like there were more coming in from that. So I mean, it took me probably a couple weeks to get through them all, but I think I did it, and I think I hope I haven't left anyone out there to die. So
For you, I mean, has this experience been kind of a blur since you guys win and then the parade and all of the above? Because to get back to Dodger Stadium, it's just back to work again.
Yeah, it still doesn't feel real what happened last year, because we're right back here,
Yeah.
what you're always doing. And so kind of look at it like that. It was a really cool thing to have done. And, winning World Series as a team is pretty sick. Obviously, I get why guys want to do it now.
Yeah.
You're playing baseball, playing in the MLB, you want to win it. But once you do it, it's like contagious. So that almost makes you work harder to go do it again. But now going out there again, your goal is to make it back there. So you can't
Right.
necessarily look back at what you did last year as what's going to happen this year. So yeah, we're just back out here working our butts off to hopefully have an even better year.
Absolutely. Back to back to back.
Back to back to back. That'd be sick.
Santiago, you've been in other locker rooms. What's it like being the new guy here at the Dodgers?
It's been cool, being with a lot of veterans. So, be able to learn, be able to pick their brains, and be able to see their routine too. There's a lot of players here that have been in the game for a long time. So, be able to see their routine, be able to see how they think and all that stuff. It's been pretty cool.
Yeah. What was your impression of the Dodgers before coming here?
Back-to-back champions, a winning team who also wants to win, who also hungry to win again, and to be able to be part of this, to be able to be part of this process, it's been amazing so far in the spring training, and I can't wait.
Yeah, and you've been having an outstanding spring, so you're definitely contributing to that. And you play all over the diamond. What's your favorite position to play?
Honestly, I don't have a favorite position. When I was growing up, obviously it was shortstop like everybody else, but definitely right now I feel comfortable playing everywhere on the diamond, and even in the outfield too, center, right, left, anywhere they can put me just to create opportunity, I'm down for it.
Great. And who have you connected with here so far?
Teo, I played with Teo, I think 3 years together we play in Toronto. And, before even I signed over here, I talked to him too, and, it was pretty cool. But, it's even more cooler, being on the same team after 3 years together in Toronto. So it's cool.
Yeah. Do you have any good Teo stories now that you guys have been reunited?
Just a bunch of homers, the way he pimped it, and that's all I have for you.
Yeah.
And the seeds.
Yes, definitely the seeds. So when you're not at the ballpark, what do you do here?
So I have a dog. Me and my wife just spend time with the dog, go on a walk, play pickleball. What else? Eat. I love food. My wife loves food, so we always try to different places. Try to also find new places that we never tried before. So I think that's a pretty cool.
Do you have a favorite type of food that you guys always go for?
We always go for. Honestly, we always go for sushi. We also go for Korean food, but we pretty much like everything, So it's been pretty cool, that we love everything. So anywhere that we go, we don't care. So we always pick out something out of the menu that we really like, that we think we really like, and we try it out. And then if we like it, we put it into our notes. And then next time we go, we always try to find something else. And then if not, we get the same thing.
Oh, you'll have to send me your spreadsheet one day. That's got to be good. You're going to have a cookbook.
Yeah.
So thank you for your time today.
Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Amie, our work here is done. Are you ready to get on the road?
Road trip. Let's go to Tempe.
Headed on over to Tempe Diablo. We have now moved over to Tempe Diablo Stadium, home of your Los Angeles Angels. Amie, this is your first time here at Tempe Diablo.
It is. It's a beautiful facility.
Isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I love it out here because you can see the beauty of Arizona in the buttes, and this is just such a fun stadium to be at. Now, a lot going on here at the Angels. They've got a new manager in Kurt Suzuki this year, and something we were just talking about, a lot of the younger players like having a manager that's not too far removed from the game himself, playing the game.
Yeah, he can relate to them better,
Mm-hmm.
have those conversations, and he knows what it's like being on the field like they are.
Yes, absolutely. So I'm sure there will be many big challenges for him this year, but we're excited to see how he does as the new manager of the Los Angeles Angels. Now, we had a chance to catch up with the new skipper, so let's take a look. Kurt, how has the new role been for you thus far in spring?
It's been fun. It's been a lot of work, but fun work. You're involved in a lot of different things, and but the main thing, I guess, is it's relating to the players, right? That's my biggest goal is connecting with the guys and really making them feel like we really care about them, and I feel like that's always the number one priority.
And we also had a chance to go in the locker room and talk to some of the players. There's always a certain amount of excitement in spring training because it's like a new beginning.
Yeah, we get a brand new season. Everybody's hyped, getting ready to, just go for the new year.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to take you into the locker room and then just around the facilities here at Tempe Diablo. So let's take a look.
Right now.
What was the process like in the off season for you?
It was honestly pretty normal. Just kind of went through that throwing program because I started throwing August, September, kind of around there. I think it was September. So just kind of went through that almost normal off-season throwing program. Just I guess a little behind with the bullpens and everything.
Okay.
But yeah, just working through that normal strength training and everything. So it was relatively normal. Just obviously not as much on the mound as I have in the past. So
at this point, you probably don't know when you're going to be facing hitters, so you probably still kind of get through some more steps on the bullpens.
yeah, it's just kind of checking boxes still. So I think there's, I don't know how many boxes to check. So
Exactly,
we're
right.
just kind of coming in every day and doing whatever I got for the day. So.
Kyron, first of all, how is spring training going so far?
Spring training is going great. The new staff that we have, and some of the new players that we have, we're all gelling together. So it's been a lot of fun.
How long does that usually take when you have new people and you meet them and getting to know them?
I would say after the first week, everyone knows each other's name. Everyone is getting familiar with everyone's faces, and after that first week, you're pretty much gelled together, and you're like, this is our brotherhood, and you go from there.
What's it been like working with the new manager this year?
It's been awesome. Kurt's been, amazing. Just having the knowledge that he has, having played the game, and just his perspective on both sides of the game now. Having him has been great.
It's so interesting because he's so young. It seems like managers are getting younger and younger, but you're right. He is closer to the game.
Definitely. He played. He's been there. He can relate to us, and I feel like that helps a lot.
And then for you in the off season, what do you work on to get a little bit better when you're coming into spring?
This past off season, I went and played winter ball just to get more at bats. So I went and played in Mexico. So that was a cool experience.
What was that like?
It was awesome. It was a great experience. The people out there were amazing. My teammates were great. And it was just a really good experience for me, one that I've been wanting to do, so I'm glad I was able to experience it.
That is very cool. Do you ever take time off from baseball, or is it just 24/7?
In this game, you take a little bit time off here and there, but, it's so competitive. You're always looking to get that edge on the competition.
How excited are you to go back to Anaheim?
Oh, I'm so excited. Just to see the fans and, get back out on the field and put on a show for them, I'm excited.
And the road trip continues here in Phoenix, Arizona, with IndyCar coming right back here to the Phoenix Raceway. They have not been racing here since 2016. It's going to be an exciting race, and we're going to take you behind the scenes so you can see some sights and sounds right here on these mean tracks in Arizona.
What a day. I mean, I just didn't know how today was going to go. I don't think any of us did. We were trying to, make our best guess at, how do we build a good car? How do we approach this? And I think we came in with a good mentality. And at the end of the day, I think the team just executed. They executed at a super high level, and that's what it takes to win these races. I'm not going to sit here and say we were the best today. I don't think we were. I think we have work to do leaving here. And we're never shy to admit that when we're somewhere. I think we try and be really realistic about where we're at. But we executed at a super high level. Everyone was on it. The timing stand did a great job. We made the right calls, great pit stops, and look, when we needed to be fast, we were fast. And so, really proud of the execution. Just like St. Petersburg, we had a really tough start there, and we executed on race day. and we've been talking about this. This is what we need to do. We just need to be better every time we show up and just do our jobs to the best of our ability. And I think that, you know, the pieces will fall into place. And so far, it's been, you know, definitely a decent start. We got to keep it up. And the last thing I'll say is it was a good race. You know, I didn't know what we were going to get, and that second lane really started to open up. People were exploring. There were some really good cars out there. Guys were doing some amazing things middle of the race, even in the beginning, and it just turned it into certainly a show and something you could, you know, pick apart, and you could choose your battle at the end there. What do you want to do? And it was fun to be a part of that.
You gotta love those engines, and there'll be a lot more of them on the next show from the Long Beach Grand Prix. I'm Maria Serrao. Remember, you can watch Playing the Field 24/7 at playingthefield.com.